Hello, friends. It's been about a week. Today is Tuesday, April 13th, 2021, and I missed you guys a little bit. So I'm here. Good news is my bad elbow is better. It's all healed up and rocking and rolling. I got full mobility. If I could speak, that's the next thing it's going to go, is my brain, I guess. But anyway, yeah, it's good now. So I'm back. And I even did a little bit of some bicep curls today with my workout with no tricep extensions. Of course, I don't want to bring that pain back. It's nothing pleasant, and I'm going to figure something else out for that. But that's better. And then over the last couple of days, and primarily yesterday, somehow my right ankle basically was like swelling up and felt like I had sprained it, even though I don't recall ever spraining my ankle in the last couple of days while I was running around with Colton's basketball team in the tournament and for Prep Hoops Next down in Phoenix, or I haven't played any basketball and I didn't turn it walking or anything weird. Perhaps I've got some sort of like sleepwalking thing that is happening, and perhaps maybe I did it while I was doing that. If that's something that's actually happening or happened to me, I don't know. Also, yesterday it was one of those weird days. I just was super exhausted, didn't really feel like doing much of anything. And of course, in the morning, I had to go in and I got my 2 new crowns on the left side of my mouth. So those are in, but they're not in permanently yet. They've still got the temporary cement, I guess, because they want to see if there's going to be any issues, because there was a couple things that they mentioned that I didn't understand. It's all Greek to me. But I do know that so far so good, and hopefully we'll be able to get those permanently cemented in 2 months, I guess, is when they want me to come back to do that. This weekend, like I said, we went to Prep Hoops Next, it's called, for basically 14U and under, or 15U and under. I don't know. It's 14U and under, I believe. And we were awesome. We went 3-0 in pool play, which was great. And then we went ahead and won our semifinal against a good team called JB White out of New Mexico, who had a bunch of really tall kids. And we beat them by about 9. And then we went to the championship game and played some team called Motivational. I don't know what the heck their name was. They had a really good player on there that was a kind of like a Luka Doncic type guy. He didn't handle the ball that much, but slowed down the pace to his liking, where he could, basically lure you into some spots where he got his shot off where you didn't think he would get it off and make it. And he was tough, and we tried to face guard him, take him out of the equation, but they did a pretty good job of still getting him the ball in spots. And then we just did kind of poorly with on-ball defense, and even help side in that game wasn't as good as it could have been or should have been. Near the end, it was a crazy ending, and the refereeing was atrocious. It was the same 2 refs we had in the semifinal, which really, really sucked, because obviously if they're really not too good, and then if they've got any beef with you from the previous game, it's going to carry over to the championship game, as human beings with egos. 1 female, 1 male. Both were pretty bad overall. And near the end, not only were they bad in the first semifinal, they were bad because the foul count was 8-1 in favor of the other team early in the first half. And then that kind of evened out eventually after we were, getting on them over and over again about it. But they called a lot of delayed games, which was really odd. And in the second game, the championship game, they did the same thing with the delayed games. And near the end, Mark made a 3-pointer. He banked in a 3-pointer with, I don't know how much time left, 17 seconds or something, to take a 1-point lead, or so we thought, 63-62. The other team, rushed it into the front court to call a timeout, and that was their intention at least. But the male ref, ran up from behind and called Tommy for a reach-in foul, which was ridiculous with 7 seconds to go. So basically he was trying to decide the game for him. Which you never would do. And you should have known the intent of that player was that he was picking up his dribble there to call a timeout, since his coach was calling him to do that. So I have no idea what the ref was thinking in that spot, but that's exactly what happened. Then the other female ref said that Mark's 3 was not a 3, it was a 2. And we basically decided to take our very last timeout to argue both the calls with the referees, because both of them were, the 3 versus 2, we were trying to argue it was a 3, but score table had given it to us, even though the referee hadn't signaled it, and that was the problem. As far as arguing with the referee about the 1-on-1 was the other issue. And then as that all happened, first of all, the other ref basically asked the other coach if he wanted his timeout after he called a timeout when he rushed the ball up the court when he called that foul. But the coach said, nope, I don't want it at that moment. So then after we had that timeout and they were going back and forth, the arguing, all of a sudden the other coach and our team claimed that we had called a second timeout. And now the refs believe that for some reason. And we're going to assess us a technical foul for calling a timeout that we did not have, even though we had never indicated we wanted a second timeout. So finally, we argued our point to that, and these refs rescinded the T, which you never ever see these types of things go like this. But these two refs, that just shows you what kind of refereeing we had. The other team ended up going ahead and shooting the 1-on-1, made the first with 7 seconds to go, missed the second. Colton got the rebound, passed it to Javon, and then Javon went the length of the court, scored, and got fouled with no time on the clock. However, the clocks are those little clocks that sit on the table by the scorekeepers, and I don't know if it even went off, if the sound went off or anything like that. Nobody heard it. So then the refs decided to put 2 seconds back on the clock, which is unbelievable too, because there's almost no way that we could have gotten the rebound past to Javon, gone the length of the court, made a move to get to the rim, score, and the foul with any time remaining. There's almost no way. If so, it had to be 1 second or less for sure. But anyway, nonetheless, the refs put the 2 seconds back on the clock. Javon missed the free throw, I think, intentionally, so that the time would expire pretty much. The kid grabs the rebound in the air and chucks it, and they call timeout somehow in that moment that he barely grasped the ball, and no time came off the clock. Somehow the girls at the score table never hit the button or something. I have no idea. But the ref said, nope, there was no time off the clock, so basically had 2 seconds. Now, not only did they do all this, but they'd allowed the other team to advance the ball and take the ball at half court, which was unbelievable as well, because you cannot advance a ball with a timeout except for in the NBA unless you possess the ball in the front court, meaning that you've gotten it over the half court line. Then you can call a timeout and take it out of bounds at half court. Otherwise, you cannot do it. Okay. So anyway, they get their good player, their shooter, the basketball with the 2 seconds. And he turns around and fires like a 35-footer that was pretty much online, but it ended up being short and they missed it. And we probably fouled them, which was really bad, but they didn't call it, thankfully. And I can't believe they didn't call it. And we end up winning the game by 1 point. Yeah. So we did win the championship, which was awesome. We went 5-0, which was awesome. And just shows that this team has got some real potential to do some really cool things. So we're going to Dallas in May for the regional championship, and I'm sure we're going to see our some really, really good teams, and it's going to be a real test. And if we don't win, I wouldn't be surprised, but if we do, it wouldn't really shock me either, because these guys really know what they're doing, and they're playing well together, and we've got some great coaching going on, and it's hands down the best team I've ever been involved with all around. So it's awesome. Colton, by the way, had 7 points in the first game, 12 in the second, 13 in the third, 9 in the fourth, and 8 in the fifth game in the championship game. I swear to God, he had to have at least 5 rebounds or more every single game. He had a couple assists each game. He had a couple blocks and steals in different games. I don't know what all the stats look like overall. I haven't watched any of the games back to find out. And, of course, he took his normal game-changing type charges in crucial spots that were absolutely awesome and momentum shifters for us. So that was incredible, and I couldn't be happier for him and that team. And I'm excited to play this weekend. We're going to St. George, Utah. I'm playing in a West Coast Elite tournament, and so we'll see how we fare there. But it was good. On another note, my Legends Ultimate, I finally got the firmware updated via the Ethernet. I had to carry the machine into my bedroom where the router is, so I didn't have a long enough Ethernet cable otherwise to reach all the way where it was. Got it updated, worked just fine. It's still broken. Have the replacement machine, which arrives tomorrow. And I've had a blast with it so far. We played this basketball game called Punk Shot, which is kind of like a hybrid between Arch Rivals and NBA Jam. And it's got a lot of funky animations and fun things. It's kind of goofy. It was a lot of fun to play, even though it's completely stupid. Overall, I mean, it's just not even realistic in basketball sense, but, you know, it's about entertainment factor more or less, right? So it has that. And then we played Rampage World Tour, which the original Rampage is good, but the World Tour is actually just so much better, and that was a lot of fun. And I'm really mad at Arcade 1-Up for not including World Tour in the original Rampage box, but I know why, because it's a marketing ploy. Get you to buy Rampage box, and then when they come out with World Tour, you're like, oh, if I'm a Rampage fanatic, I'm going to go buy the second box and make 2 sales instead of 1. So I get it, because that's what I do too, to some degree. Anyway, and then finally, my shopping cart system, I use ThriveCart. I use some others, but ThriveCart primarily. And on Friday night, while we were down there in Phoenix, I was creating a brand new product for a sale I was going to run over the weekend. It allowed me to create it, worked just fine Friday night. I still needed to create a coupon code for it. So Saturday morning, I get up, I go to the products page in ThriveCart, and it's blank. Nothing there. Doesn't work. Decide to try to go to their Facebook group and see if anyone else is having any issue. Don't see any posts about it. So it looks like it's isolated just to me, unfortunately, which is even worse. Didn't mess around with it. Too busy with the basketball. Decided to not promote that particular offer over the weekend because of this issue, because I really can't, because I didn't have the coupon code. Couldn't create it. Emailed their support, which is really fast and pretty darn good overall. Support believes it's because I have too many products and coupons, because they told me I had like over 800 products and like 200 coupons or something like this madness. And I do have a lot of products and a lot of coupons. And then they gave me like a spreadsheet to show me all the products. And sure, the IDs go up to like 855, but total products was only 543. I say only because, well, it is 300 less than what they were trying to claim I had. And then they supposedly removed like 150 old coupons. And they thought that would clear it up and fix it. It did not. So I told them to go ahead and remove 88 more products of ones that I knew I didn't need or want. They removed those. Still doesn't work. Told them now today, which I haven't heard back yet, if they've done it or not, to remove 78 more, which I did not need, to bring it down to like 376 total products. But here's the thing. I added one new product Friday night, and it's now broken. I mean, before that, it was working 100% fine at 542 products and whatever number of coupons I had. But when I added one more and made it 543, it breaks it. So wouldn't you think if I were to just delete one coupon code or one product so that it would solve it and work again? I mean, why would you have to remove 200, 300, 400 products or coupons in order for it to work again? So I believe it's something else on their end. It has nothing to do with total amount of products I have in there. And the timeout problem is something like maybe they patched or did an update recently or something else that's causing all this chaos that's happening. Now, it should be happening to others as well, not just me. It shouldn't be isolated just to me. But because I have so many products comparatively probably to other folks out there, it's not affecting them, but it's affecting me. So I'm waiting to see what they say. I tried to ask them that, tried to bring this up to them, and they're like, no, it's 100% the products. You have too many products. You have too many coupons. We got to remove them. That's the problem. That's what's going to fix it. Well, it hasn't fixed anything yet. And we've removed a ton of stuff so far. So I'm kind of hands tied at the moment. Can't really get in there and do what I want to do. Can't really get my next offer out to my peeps, which really frustrates me. And, I can switch over to a different shopping cart setup. I can switch over to ClickFunnels and use their shopping cart if I have to or want to, in order to ensure that I'm not sitting here just wasting time and not getting things out to people and getting things rocking and rolling. But nonetheless, there's no excuse for this situation to have occurred other than something funky going on in the back end. And I feel like it is isolated just to me. I had something similar to this happen with my setup with Deadline Funnel. Deadline Funnel, if you recall, or if you saw that vlog, I talked about how I had Deadline Funnel up and operational working for me, and there was some problem, and there was an issue that was isolated just to my account back in with that problem. So that did happen. That's a whole different company, a whole different situation, but there was something like that you wouldn't think would have been something that would have been just on my account versus everyone's account. Well, I think this is a similar situation. We'll see. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have for you today. I am working on some cool new stuff that I'm going to be getting out there. And if you haven't had a chance yet, go ahead and join my group coaching program. I want to get some of that going for everybody. If you're not into that, let me show you another little banner. It's for my secret Telegram group, kerrystelegram.com. Join that. It's 100% free. I'm going to be posting in there. I've been posted one post recently about all the new emails I've been sending out about various things that I think can really help you in your business and with the whole whatever it is that you do. So take a look at that. Join that. It's 100% free if you want. Otherwise, I'm going to hop off here. I've got to go to practice tonight. And hopefully I'll be back tomorrow with some more updates on some stuff. Hopefully ThriveCart gets back to me and we got a solution. And if not, I'll update you with where things stand with what they tell me. And we'll go from there. All righty. I'm out. Kerry Knoll signing off. Have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm back. Hopefully you are happy I'm here and glad I'm back as well. Until tomorrow, hopefully. See you then. Take care.